For those who are new to the Levantine Heritage Foundation, I'd like to just give a little bit of history. So we started about 4 years ago. We were sort of stimulated into action when there was a seminar held in Izmir in 2010. And what came out of that was a lot of sort of information, presentations, and it all combined with work that Craig Enser had been doing in building, collecting testimonials from people, from Levantine families. And if you haven't been to the website, levantineheritage.com, I do recommend it. And we decided that we ought to set up a charitable organisation to try and sort of maintain that collection and add to it. Now, just to pick up on the theme of the evening, so the information that we are very interested in, our mission is to sort of educate, research and preserve Levantine heritage, including the arts. So paintings is sort of one aspect, and just for those who are interested in the Leotard exhibition, these are the details. But one of the thoughts that came out of this evening was whether, as Philip mentioned earlier, whether there are other paintings in people's private collections or in museums that might be of interest, and whether the Levantine Heritage Foundation might start to collect them, where they're located, how they might be seen, maybe collect images. And these are two I happened to find in the Victoria and Albert Museum by my great aunt when she was doing her grand tour. So, they may not be great art, but they have some sort of historical interest that complements the sort of photographs that most of us would have from Levantine families. So the thought is that if people are interested in this as a project, then I'd be very interested to hear from you, and maybe this is something we could start. So this is typical of the sort of activities that get started from one of these talks. So in the part when we had the conference in Istanbul last year, there was a group interested in trains and railways and so on. So there are little interest groups, and we can help connect people who are interested in pursuing these things. So if you have an interest, do let us know. Dates for your diaries. So the next event is going to be on the 27th of January. We are waiting to confirm the speakers. Is that right, Philip? But we have the same format. Will be 2 speakers, followed for those that would like to stay with dinner afterwards. But we are very interested in hearing from you suggestions for speakers for future events. And we have just, I think, confirmed the dates for the event after this, not on the slide, but on the 28th of April, we will have a theme of Aleppo. And I just want to highlight that we will have Philip Mansell, who is just on the verge of publishing a new book about the history of Aleppo. And we will have Philip, who's the other speaker?
Simon Mills, who is researching the scientific and scholarly interaction between England and Aleppo in the 17th and early 18th centuries, when many English scholars were going through or living in Aleppo. And for example, it was English merchants who rediscovered the great and now shattered city of Palmyra, from English merchants from Aleppo in the late 17th century. And the most detailed book in a foreign language on an Ottoman city ever written is The Natural History of Aleppo by Alexander and Patrick Russell, who were English and Scottish men living in Aleppo.
Thank you. So And our big event in 2016 is our second conference. Now, we held a 3-day conference in Istanbul last November, and it was called the Levantine Commerce and Diplomacy, and I have a couple of copies of the programme here if anyone wants to have a look. So the theme, it'll be in London, the theme will be shipping and trading. It will be really trying to bring out the interconnectedness of the businesses, the shipping, the geography. It'll be in 2 places, Europe House and also in the Hellenic Centre. There'll be a gala dinner, we're just waiting to confirm where that will be, but it will be a mixture of academic papers and more informal presentations, including music, exhibition, publications. The call for papers is now on the website, and if you are interested in submitting a paper, then do let us know. But you know, you've got, I think, how long have we got? 2 or 3 months before we start reviewing submissions. Now, it's a big effort to put these things on. I mean, the one in Istanbul, we had over 200 people, over 30 speakers, 2 venues, and so on. So if you're interested in getting involved in the conference with the Levantine Heritage Foundation, please let me know, or Craig know, or any of the other members of the trustee board. Or if you know people who might like to participate in some way. So, you know, we need academic reviewers, so all the applications will be reviewed as carefully and even-handedly as possible. We need people who are good at organising. We're certainly keen on people who are good at writing and communicating and helping that way. And also sponsorship. So it's quite an expensive thing to put on, and you know, we rely on members' subscriptions and sponsorship to do these things. Give you an idea who sponsored last year's conference. Very generous contributions from a variety of people, from the British Consulate that provided Pera House for the first 2 days, to a number of sponsors. I'm very happy to say that we've already started our sponsorship campaign for the conference in November 2016, and if you have any suggestions or would be interested in learning more about the opportunities, then do contact me in the first instance, or Jonathan, also in Istanbul. So I mentioned our charitable objects. Advancing the heritage, arts and cultures of the peoples and communities of the Levant region. We're in the process of getting our registration with the Charity Commission, and I hope that we'll be able to announce that soon. We do rely on membership subscriptions to help put on these events specifically, and the smaller events. And if you become a member, it's critical also for supporting the website that Craig manages. Do take a look. It's got a completely new look, much more beautiful, I would say, and easier to access. You get discounts on events, get a newsletter, which we're trying to get out more regularly. Got a way to go there. And also these little membership groups that we're trying to get going, where there might be sort of closed user groups and privileged access. So these are things that we're looking to develop, but if there are ideas about what you would like to see as a member, let me know. It's quite a modest rate, so I would encourage you, to take one of these things if you'd like to become a member. There's an application form on the back, or you could go to the website and sign up there. And you can do it by direct debit or do for 5 years. We're also looking for a membership secretary who can help in this sort of communication task and sort of bringing everybody together. So I'll leave it there and just say thank you again for coming. For those who have paid for tickets for dinner, it'll be upstairs shortly. Do come again to future events, 27th of January, 28th of April, and the conference in there on the 26th. And thank you to you all, and thank you again to our speakers.